everyone, and welcome back to the Leadership with a Twist podcast. I'm your host, Heather McGonigal, here with my trusty co host, Barbara Schindler.
Hi, everybody.
We're so glad you're here, and today we're going to talk a little bit about intention. So, intention. Intention is so powerful. And when we're teaching and coaching with leaders in entrepreneurial companies, it comes up often. I talk a lot about anchoring yourself in your positive intention or anchoring yourself in your leadership intention. And intention is definitely a powerful anchor point, a way to think about before going into various scenarios you face in your role. How do you really want to be? What are you going for? How do you want to show up? What
Yeah,
do you
well,
like to
it's
add?
coming to my mind, Heather, was what are you going for? I think one of the things to think about is there's constantly opportunities. And sometimes we get so wrapped up into doing, right? We're just busy doing and responding and so forth. And we're not catching that, like, wait, what am I really going for here in my leadership role, in this relationship, even in the outcome we're going for, right? That intentionality is broad and really directs the focus while you're building your reputation, while you're developing relationships and what aspects of your part in your role that you want to be demonstrating, as well as the business outcomes that you're really going for, why it matters. So
Well,
what are
what I
you going for?
Yeah, what I hear a little bit is that thinking of intention in this way helps you move out of that tasky mode, the to-do list, and moving from task to task, which is a very powerful and important part of everybody's day as you're doing the work and as you're in your role. It's definitely a part of your day and a part of who you are in any role. But as Barbara was alluding to, there is this other part, the connection to the bigger business outcomes. And I think that intention is a good way to help get shifted, help get reminded back to that bigger picture goal, back connected from the busyness of the doing and the task to wait, how does this matter in the bigger business picture? Am I sure I still am connected to that? In what I'm doing? Is the team still connected to that? And so that is an important thing, I think, to check in on as we're doing all the doing, that we do check
Absolutely.
in from time to time, right?
Yeah, and how you show up is really important. We talk often in our conversations how they're about leadership reputation, how am I building, but thinking of that like proactively, intentionally, what kind of communication, what would be helpful for others? What information do I have that along with the doing, I can download some good information for others that would be valuable for their parts too.
Mm-hmm. And so let's talk a little bit more about how are you showing up. And just because you've mentioned leadership reputation, and we did do an episode of the Leadership with a Twist podcast on leadership reputation a few back. If you haven't heard that, definitely seek it out and give it a listen because it's one of our core teachings here and it's very, very powerful. But when we're thinking about intention, I want to connect that to how are you showing up? Intention is the bigger picture piece. It's like what I'm really going for as a human being. Like in leadership, my intention could be that my team feels supported and uplifted in working with me. In working together, we all experience, the best parts of contributing our gifts and our talents. And we enjoy this process of being at work and getting these projects done together. That's one of my core intentions as a leader, right? And then when we think about that, we want to then take that intention and say, how does that mean I'm actually showing up? What are my behaviors and my interactions with the team if that's my intention, for an example. So, what are the choices I'm going to make then, informed by that intention, in how I'm going to show up at the team meeting and how I'm going to show up at the one on one meetings I have with my team members, in how I'm going to show up to that collaborative brainstorming meeting we have later on tomorrow in the later on in the week. How is that intention informing all of the ways I'm going to show up and who I'm going to be about it?
Right. It's like, do I intentionally want to be the person who's always coming in and sharing all these ideas? It's not a bad thing. Or do I want to be the person who comes in and really draws out ideas from others first before sharing my ideas? Like, what picture do I want to paint? Who do I want to be in this? That's not a right or wrong or good or bad. It's more just like, well, how do I want to do this? And what is behind that intentionally about who I want to be, how I want to show up, and practice that intentionally.
And I would say at different points in time, based on what we're going for and what the team and situations might need, we might choose differently,
Mhm.
right?
Absolutely. It's due to
Because
the circumstances. Absolutely.
because if I'm thinking I need to empower my team and develop their independence from me, then I'm going to show up in that meeting differently to, like give them the floor to share all of their thinking first because I want them to be developed to be more confident, right? So I'm going to speak last. And as a leader, I might be focusing on that intentionally as something to support their growth and to support my growth as a leader, and also to better support the outcomes we can get as a team, right? And so for this period of time, I might be focusing on that. I might be focusing my behavior in a specific way to get a shift in the team environment.
Right. And I also might be going for building the reputation of being really helpful in sharing ideas and sharing resources so that I am actually coming in and generously giving and downloading pieces. And that's maybe intentionally what's going to be helpful based on my homegrown wisdom, my instincts as a leader to what might be most helpful for the team or myself or the company outcomes at the time. So you're absolutely right. This is continuing to discern that there's no like one way to do this. It's
Right.
more practicing so intentionality becomes part of what you're doing, and then staying consistent with checking in with yourself and doing these intentional ways, because then you are going to become more, uh, well, you're building habits, right?
Yes. And I think the thing is, too, are you acting with intention? Is maybe what Barbara and I want you to consider out there if you're listening to this conversation right now. Consider in your workday, are you acting with intention, or are you going through the everyday motions of your role and your life and you're not acting with intention? You're just surviving it. And I mean, life is exhausting. So, no judgment here if you're just surviving it and getting through, and that's what you can handle at this moment in this season at this time. But be aware, are you acting with more intention or are you on automatic pilot?
Right. And I think of it as catching the opportunities, right? Having a deeper, broader experience because there's more here. I may get everything done, and that's helpful. Or maybe it's richer. Maybe there's greater things to come from the opportunities in this moment.
Yeah, so our invitation here is to consider that what are your intentions, and then how are your behaviors demonstrating what your intentions are with your teammates, with other people. So, our behaviors are connected to our intention. We have that intention first, and then we have to look to the behavior. What behavior? Who am I being? What am I doing that demonstrates that behavior? And then we practice those new behaviors, or those those intentional behaviors in a certain way. And when we practice them over time, we build a new, healthier habit and way of being. And then over time, that's just now who we are to our team. We're someone that brings the resources a certain way. We're someone that supports a certain way in a challenging situation, because we've shown now that's who we are and that's who we become because of how we've shown up over time. Right.
Mhm. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, so I hope there is a helpful nugget in here for you to take for yourself and consider and apply to this moment in time in your role with your team. And as always, if you'd like support in applying this to yourself and your role, Barbara and I offer free, complimentary, however you want to think about it, VIP coaching sessions with us to help you apply this particular teaching to your unique scenario. We love what we do. We love supporting entrepreneurial leaders and their teams. So please take us up on this offer. There is a link below this video so that you can schedule a call and get that support. And you can also let us know. Tell us, what is your intention? What are you going for? What kind of leader do you want to be? Because declaring intentions is also very positive. Just putting it out there and declaring the intention today can start to change the shape of the impact you're having in your organization.
Well said. So, share your intentions, reach out if you want to explore more on this topic individually. And we hope that there again is some gem that resonates with what you're up to, and that this could be valuable for you.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody. See you next time.